a woman named Frau Raffia stepped into the street and began dancing. People came out of their houses, clapping and laughing at her, but she seemed unable to stop, and she kept dancing. She continued to dance all day and into the evening until she collapsed. Her muscles began twitching, full of sweat. She slept for a few hours before waking and starting her bizarre dance all over again. On the third day, her shoes were soaked with blood, she was exhausted, but there was no rest for her weary body. The onlookers were in total confusion. She continued this for days, and within a week, more than 30 people had been compelled to dance in the streets who were similarly afflicted. They kept going long past the point of injury, dancing to their deaths. The city authorities were alarmed by the ever-increasing number of dancers. The disturbing thing is that the dancers appeared to be mad, as if they couldn't control themselves. It is estimated that, per each day, as many as 15 people were dying from this strange affliction. Mystified by the chaos, the city councillors consulted local doctors who were with standard medical wisdom at that time. They declared that the dancing may be the result of the overheated blood in the brain. So the leaders can only think of one solution: more dancing. They made the dancers to gather at one place and arranged musicians to accompany them. But this only intensified the contagion. The sun beats down upon them as they hop from leg to leg, screaming in agony. From a distance, they might look like any other carnival dancers, but a closer inspection reveals a more disturbing scene. Their arms are flailing, and their bodies are convulsing erratically. Their eyes were glassy, with an obscure expression on their faces. The blood seeps through their swollen feet into their leather boots and wooden clogs. They look like lunatics, entirely possessed by the mania of dancing. And as many as 400 people were eventually consumed by the compulsion. Many of them died from their exertions. The 1518 event was the most thoroughly documented and probably the last of several similar outbreaks in Europe between the 10th and 16th centuries. In 1247, 200 people said to have danced irrelevantly on a bridge over the Moselle River in Maastricht until it collapsed, drowning them all. Likewise, dozens of medieval authors recount the terrible compulsion to dancing. Another incident happened in 1374, which swept across western Germany and northeastern France, where thousands of people danced in agony for days, screaming of terrible visions and imploring priests and monks to save their souls. There were several theories concerning this dancing plague. Some of them claim that it was the result of consuming the food contaminated by a psychotropic mold, which grows on stalks of rye. It produces a chemical similar to lysergic acid dithylamide, which can induce terrifying hallucinations and violent twitching. This phenomenon is also known as ergotism, or poisoning. However, it is known that ergot typically cuts off the blood flow to the extremities, making coordinated movement very difficult, so it is very unlikely that the affected could have danced for days. Others claim that this is due to some kind of a demonic possession.